Welcome back to the Reality Guys. I'm your host, Billy Blinks, joined as always by my co-hosts, Brian
What's going on, everybody?
and Brett.
Hello.
We're back to talk to Bachelorette. This is Charity Lawson season. We are in week 4. This was a bloodbath week. We had a lot happen this week, guys, and it's really having us started to take a questioning of our mortality on the season. We've been nothing but positive. But I'm sorry, but we got to bring the heat a little bit this week. We were really didn't love what we saw this week, and we're not liking what we see as far as the projections for the rest of the season, as far as how many hours are still left versus how many people aren't left. Um, we're gonna start with Braden because that's what the show decided to focus on, but then we'll talk about what we think they really should have focused on. Braden again, we've already talked about his fatal flaws in my opinion. You never share with your competition any kind of doubts you have or that you're not going to propose anything like that. He again just having the conversations with Aaron and the rest of the group jumping in early in the episode. Charity comes in. Oh, what's going on? Guess I caught in a heated conversation. They all snitch on him again and think he's not serious and talk about him packing his bags multiple times. He goes and talks to her and he says that, you know what, I just don't think I can be here anymore. She agrees and he goes home. Uh, let's talk about that part first before the second half. Brian, what did you think? Did you think that he was right? Well, what is your reaction?
That was a pretty anticlimactic way for him to leave. Even
Yeah.
like the fight at the end, it just they had something going. I thought for a while where he could be like a real like Emperor Palpatine, just like sneaking behind enemy lines and manipulating everybody. But he just went out with a dud. I thought,
Man, I'm heartbroken to see the end of the Braden show season finale. Man, it was a tearjerker. And what are they going to talk about for the next several episodes of this thing? He was literally the star of this show, not even Charity. Count the confessionals. There's no way he had less than her.
No, Braden definitely was the focus, and I think he really got sick of it. I think in his head, he's probably done enough to get on Paradise, so he's going to get out. He knows he probably wasn't going to win. At the end of the day, like, he's young. She was definitely going to pick one of the more serious guys, whether it be Two Face Aaron, whether it be like a Xavier. It's definitely not going to be Scarf Sean. That guy, we'll get to
no,
him.
the
Good
AI dude.
God. But what you did mention, Brian Braden does return. And this was an interesting one because I don't know if I've ever seen a return where the guy actually isn't really trying to get back on
Yeah.
the show. He just felt like he didn't say enough to leave. And again, I think he wanted to make sure he got himself on Paradise.
Oh
The
yeah,
moment he
dude.
left,
Sure.
I wasn't expecting it to be that early in like this episode. So I was like, this dude's definitely going to come back at some point. I just didn't also think it would be the same episode. I thought he'd show up in like 2 or 3 weeks and then try to
Oh,
like back at final six and then get in the fight with Aaron, who I forgot
that's
that
what they
happened.
should have done. Honestly, let it like simmer.
Like I said, guys, I don't think Braden is Charity's match, but I'm going to put this out there. We've watched a lot of seasons of the show. Probably the softest, most insecure group of guys I've met, frankly, or watched. People might get outraged by me saying that. But let me think about this for a second. At least in the past, a lot of the times, like the villains that these people go after are like genuinely either bad people or someone who they genuinely think can win and they don't want that person to win. This guy was never going to win. This guy had the earrings. He's a goofball. He's literally telling you guys he's going to send himself home. But they made such a fuss about it that, frankly, you did get a lot of the guys end up going home at the end of this episode. You got them screwed. You screwed them. Not really Braden. Braden didn't ever screw those guys. It was you, Aaron, two faced coin bastard, and Sean, your oversized friggin' scarfs. Like, it's just, these guys, people watching for the further future seasons, like, just chill. I notice again, I pick Xavier. He's never in there complaining. That's why I think a dude who's not bothered by this kind of stuff is somebody who Charity is going to end up picking in the end.
Yeah,
He almost
it's
cut.
yeah. He was on the ropes for a little bit during that one on one. She was going back and forth.
No, it's
This
okay.
is the part of the season,
I
man,
thought
where I
You thought
start
he
to
was going to
just
go
like I
home? I didn't think
worry
he was going
about
to
it.
go home. No,
the
What?
way she's talking, I was like, man, she's about to send his butt home. But turn it around.
I think it's a good, serious conversation to have. It's a good relationship forming and kind of defining conversation. And I think you can go up from there. We do need to see how these other dudes play out. There could be some dark horses we aren't aware of. Brian, did you see the comment early in the episode I was talking about?
Yeah, he was funny with the butt chin.
Yeah, he's like, well,
Like,
first he said butthole eyes, and we were literally just talking about that on Strat Chat. So,
yeah,
and then he at the very end, right before the commercial, like a quarter second before the commercial, he goes, "Oh, I mean butt chin commercial." Like it literally didn't. It was like didn't even finish the thought out of his mouth, and they let that fit in.
And then
yeah.
Sean was making fun of his scarf, and then they're like, "You got a scarf too, buddy." So that was good. Good.
That guy's not a real person. He's AI. Like he's a filter all the time. Like
He's like a
I thought he
DreamWorks
was gone.
character.
he's a what?
He
What'd you
feels
say?
like a DreamWorks character.
He does. Yeah,
He's
what's his face?
he's the
The
bad
Farquad.
enemy in Shrek.
Yeah,
Farquhar.
Farquad.
Farquhar.
Farquad.
Braden called him Farquhar, and Braden also called Aaron Two Face. It's almost like he's watching these
They
Yeah.
in the future and then going on the show.
That's what I said. Somehow they're doing these time paradoxes. Yeah, because we got Laura Farquad and Harvey Dent watching the show from the future somehow. So we'll get there. I do, like I said, I just think it was, like you said, Brian, at the end, a disappointing way for it to go out.
Mhm.
That scene at the end with John like going to whine at him, and then the rest of them
Yeah,
surrounding
dude.
the bus was so
So lame.
weak, so weak.
I just want to know why all these dudes are crying. Like, why I like the wrestler guy, but why was he crying? He's like,
Caleb,
man, we made such a good connection. And it's like, dude, did we ever see you on camera with her one on one? I don't
stop
think we ever did.
crying.
Why are you crying? It's been 4 weeks.
None of them spent any time with her this season again. Like we keep talking about it, but like she's been like mad. She's canceled cut the cocktail parties down, canceled things, done barbecues, spent half the time fighting with Braden. But and I teased at the top of the show, the thing they really should talk about and should have led with going into the week, Jesse, and they used to do this. I know that they used to do this when we first started covering the show, Brian, but they would be like, hey, only X
Yeah.
amount of you are making it to next week, or hey, it's 3 weeks till hometowns, and then you can do the math, be like, well, only 4 people make it to hometowns. Holy crap, like we're
Mm.
all going home soon. We started this week with 9. We're down to where we started with
Six.
10, and now we're down to 6. Or it started with 9, now we're down to 6. Yeah, started with 9, now we're down to 6. That's a big cut. It's a really
Yeah.
big cut. A third of the guys gone.
Who are
And
the
half
next
of
two?
them, did we see any time when they were one on one? Like, I mean, she cut the right people, honestly, from what we've seen on screen. I don't know if they're going to work for her, but
She should have
Kendall,
come, man.
huh?
John was my pick for the Bachelor, and he's already gone. So I'm just really bad at guessing. I thought she was about to take out Sean there, not John. I
He's
thought
not.
she
Okay,
said the wrong name or something, and then
He looks like he makes it to hometown somehow. I just don't.
Sean.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I'm wrong yet. It definitely was 10 because 4 went home this week to get us to 6. So
Mm.
I want to make sure I say this correctly. Let's just get this out of the way because I have a complaint about this as well. Every episode of The Bachelor or Bachelorette must have a rose ceremony. The following men received roses and will continue to vie for Charity's heart. We'll talk about the dates if we want to, but Dotan, Xavier, both had one-on-ones and both received roses. Joey got the group date rose and continued on. The final 3 roses went to Aaron B, Two Face, Tanner, and Scarf Sean. Meaning John, who got his makeout session broken up, at least he got a nice kiss on his last night. Caleb, the crying wrestler. Michael, nice guy, but didn't really see him a lot. And obviously, we mentioned Braden going home twice this episode. Uh, the rose ceremonies have no drama anymore. The rose ceremonies used to, this should have been, again, the Braden crap, whatever. This should have been a rose ceremony where we had 10 people go in, or at least 8, with only 4 roses up for Vi. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
that would have been, that's the rose ceremony we need, right, man? Like, where there's 5 left in one row. You're like, dude, there's like 3 guys that we think are contenders, and like they're about to go. Like, they didn't do it again. They're kind of like cutting their own legs out from under them. Like, this episode just like unzipped so much of like what I thought they built up good wise so far this season, and I'm getting more annoyed as I think about it.
It's that time of the season, man. It just the weight is gone from those events where like you would think that they would hold like you're watching this like, oh, it's like the end of the episode, like everything's gonna happen before like the last 15 minutes are over. Like what does it matter? Braden's gone. she's not gonna pick some of these dudes. You've never even seen them.
I think you'll get more of what you want now that Braden's gone because they literally are just trying to squeeze all the juice out of this lemon
Yeah.
before he's gone. Like they brought him back in like in flip flops doing like their Sasquatch crap.
Made him
Like
walk through the
you can
woods.
tell me that's not fake and not
He was a
staged.
Sasquatch.
Like he literally is walking through the woods like with the camera behind his back in the
Mm,
dark with flip
So
flops
funny.
on. Come on,
mm.
dude. They're staging the whole thing and then
Oh yeah,
they
100%.
blow up. Then they didn't even fight each other. He just went in there and pouted and they closed the door. I wanted more.
Aaron B, you're gonna give John an apology. Get the fuck off
Hold me
me,
back, bro.
dude.
Hold me back, bro.
He that was so soft. He got the hand up and like got out of the way.
Well, he flipped the coin before. He's like, "Should I fight this guy?" And he's like,
Yeah,
"Heads."
and
Can't do
the
it.
heads was no. Yeah, lucky him, huh?
Based off the
Oh
previews, he's going
my.
to channel his inner Braden near the finale and be like, "Oh, I don't know if I want to propose anymore."
Also, let's talk about two other points of contention here that have come up for us. One, what the F with this show going back to 8 o'clock? As soon as it goes to hell, it's going back to the earlier time slot. Claim to Fame is so much better.
I
So
know.
much better.
It's yeah, it's a pain in the ass. These people like if that post that you sent us is true. I don't know what people are complaining. Like
They say they have
they're
jobs and they want
they're
to go
cla-
home and go,
I
go
mean,
to sleep.
guess what? I gotta get up for work at 7:30. I go to bed at 1 and I do
Yeah,
the
I
show.
watch
Like,
Claim to
get
Fame too. It's a
over it.
better show.
Yeah, get over it, man. Like,
Ah,
I'm not gonna get my 10 hours. It's like
I know.
I'm clamoring
8 hours.
for charity Bachelorette.
Kill
Braden
myself
rated
for
R is
6
gone.
hours.
Move up to early hours.
Kill myself for 6 hours of good sleep.
They didn't want the children to have to witness the Braden show.
Yeah,
You
the
know,
Braden mini series that we got. It was like a spin-off series that we got for 4 weeks. The Bachelorette actually starts next week because the season goes till August 29th, which
Yeah, I don't
means we got
understand.
like literally 15 hours of Bachelor content still left, and there's 6 guys. We're gonna have like it's just gonna be like the Amazing Race, and we start having non-elimination legs. I will flip out. Let's say save this clip right now for TikToks for social. I will flip out if there is nobody eliminated next week. If there's a non, I will flip out.
I
Even
think
maybe
there is
2
gonna be
weeks.
one, man.
Oh my God. I swear to God, Brian, if they
Doesn't add
move
up.
it up to 8 to not eliminate somebody.
I thought after Braden's BS, they were going to just keep all the guys this week.
The
Same.
fuck
I thought
out.
that was gonna. I thought we are gonna get a like no bro ceremony.
I'm like convincing myself this is gonna happen now.
I think it is, man. It just doesn't make sense if we even if we take out
Flip out.
the men tell all. If it's a full episode, it's 5 weeks. Like it's just not gonna happen. Can we talk about Jerry?
Yes, Jerry, the Golden Bachelor, Jerry. We probably should just do a separate video about this too. We may, but Jerry, I did the whole TikTok on it too. Now, what's his last name? Let's see, 1 second. Golden Bachelor, Jerry Turner.
Old
Jerry
Jerry.
Turner, 71 years old, looking for an active wife. He wants to play pickleball with her. He said he wants to just have some fun. He wants an active. He is a widower. His wife died, unfortunately. He said that they had talked about if one of them had passed, like to continue on. I'm curious if they had talked about going on The Bachelor specifically.
I'm just gonna make a joke, but I'm
You
glad
know,
you did it.
but so I got high hopes for this season. I hope they bring less people in. Almost
Um, I just
start.
I'm hoping they can avoid a lot of the BS that this franchise has become with the older people.
I don't think Jerry's gonna bungee jump.
No, he might. He could have a heart attack.
He literally could die.
Did you notice it in the episode? They had like the mock, like they added a fake scream.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the Pelham fall, but it was like the second tier of people falling off a cliff. It was like, "Ah!" Yeah, the bungee jump.
That's kind of breaks a cardinal rule too of our stuff, like no extreme sports or motorsports. I ain't bungee jumping on the damn Bachelor. You're nuts.
Speak for yourself. I'm doing all that crap when I'm on.
I hope you download. Did you download that app yet? You got to get on it, bro. They're literally now every week they say they're casting for it, so you just
They're
gotta
looking for
apply.
they're looking for women right now.
Okay. There's other shows though. There's other shows. Jerry.
You gotta start every episode like that when we.
Yeah, I'll probably have the Reality Guys logo roll up with Jerry.
It could even just be our Jerry's, I think, so we don't get
Yeah,
copyright.
it
But
could just be us. Um, Okay, yeah, looking forward. Good week. It's a good week for reality TV. We had the Real Housewives of New York season premiere of the brand new, whole new cast of Housewives. We have Claim to Fame, the video before this one, week 4 as well, with a betrayal, which we always love to see. We will have Hump Day Wednesday with the Big D and Temptation Island. We also have the season premiere of Love Island USA on Peacock starting tomorrow. So look out for that review either Tuesday night or Wednesday morning. We will have the Ultimate Fighter, the final fight of the first round. So that'd be probably Brett and myself more than likely. See if Team McGregor actually gets the first clean sweep in Ultimate Fighter history, and does Connor get to go home if he loses? That's me. He might be kind of leaning for it now. Um, Also, check out our TikTok. We're doing reality TV news of the day. Brian reviewing Love and Hip Hop Atlanta and Love Island UK. I'm also going to have out a review of the Below Deck sailing yacht along with Brian on here on YouTube and also on TikTok for the reunion, because we go anywhere where there's an Andy Cohen reunion. I think that's everything. If it sounded like a lot, it's because there is a lot.
Yeah.
Also, go check out our appearances on our buddies podcast, the Strat Chat Pod. You should support them, and a lot of collaboration coming this summer and fall, because we need to figure out how we're going to cover Big Brother and the challenge. So we got a lot on our plate, and we want you all to be along for the ride with us. But until next week, for myself, Brian, and Brett, thank you. Peace.